In today's video, I'm going to be removing this plenum chamber cover to ensure that the drain tubes are clear. A very warm welcome to another video from Auto Night. Now, whenever I buy a car, one job that I always like to do is to check that the plenum chamber is clear and draining correctly. Now, there are a number of designs and ways that these drain, but the one thing they all have in common is that they must drain, because a build-up of water in that area is one of the leading causes of interior water leaks, because the water just leaks in via the heater air inlet, which is usually present in that area of the car. There are a number of considerations here. First of all, we need to have all the right parts, and these clips here, I think there are about 8 of them, are very prone to breaking, especially when they're this old. Additionally, the wiper arms need to come off, so depending on how easily these give way, may need a puller. And also there is said to be a bead of sealant under here, so I've bought some butyl cord in order to refresh that sealant, because it's likely old and very hard. Just before we get underway, I like to just put a bit of tape to mark the position of the wiper blades to ensure we get them back in the right place. To begin with, we remove the cap and undo the nut. It's a 16mm nut. Using a puller like this, it's very easy to remove these wiper arms without damaging them. And this should go with a bang. Just like that. Now fortunately this one came away a lot easier, because due to the shape of this, it would have been very difficult to have got the puller in there anyway. We've also got some seals that need to be removed. One each side, and then the main one that goes across. With all the seals off, it's now a case of removing these 8 clips. Someone has already been here before and kind of chewed up these areas. I don't want to make them any worse. There's probably no point in me putting tape all around those, bearing in mind they're already a bit damaged. You don't need to see me do all of these, but I'll take the other 6 out. All the clips came out okay and none of them broke, which was surprising. So it's now just a case of removing this cover. And we can now examine what's inside. It's not actually that bad. I was expecting it to be an oasis of life in here. Mud, leaves, but it's very clear. Now it seems that we've got a couple of drains down here. And I will be reaching in there properly and running some water through there to make sure that they're clear. Now, I've got the heater box here, and we can unclip this and examine the inside. These don't have a pollen filter, so things can build up inside. Got a couple of straps that we can remove here. And this should enable us to slide this out. There you can see the heater fan motor and the resistor pack down below. You can see the coils there for the heater fan. Everything looks very clean in there. I'm really impressed. I've put the cover back on that heater box. I did hoover out the section at the bottom of it. There were just a couple of feathers and a bit of dust down there, but much better now. This area here has all been hoovered out. I've also ensured that these 2 bungs here and here are clear. And I'm now going to wash out this chamber with some soapy water. Having thoroughly lathered up this whole area, it's now time to rinse. This whole area has now been rinsed clean. Very, very clean in here. it drained beautifully underneath the car. On the underside of this scuttle you can see a bead of very crusty sealant here. I'm going to remove that. Now, will this come off in one piece? No, it won't. I'm going to have to go along it all. Comes off reasonably easily, actually. Well, you get the idea. I'll carry on and get the rest of that off now, off camera. All the old sealant has been removed, and here is my new roll of butyl tape. It's 9.5 millimeters in diameter. I got it off Amazon. I think it was just about a tenner or something, maybe £8. Anyway, it wasn't a lot of money. I thought it's best to do it properly. So let's now roll out a bead of that onto this scuttle. The bead of sealant is reasonably neatly in place. I have a bag of new clips here. These aren't actually BMW clips, and the only reason is I didn't want to make the journey all the way to the dealer just to buy these clips, and I needed them reasonably quickly, so I ordered this pack from eBay and they were about £5. They seem to be good quality. If they were rubbish I wouldn't fit them. I would have fitted the old ones because the old ones didn't break. Now the scuttle is refitted, I can refit the wipers. And because I put the tape on the windscreen, I can be sure they go back in exactly the same place. I won't put these back on until I've tested them. This main seal can be refitted. Yeah, these are pretty much in the right place. Well, that is it for another video. I'm very pleased to say that that is all clean in there, all the drains are clear, and that area of the car should not cause any issues. While I've been filming this, I have actually had another delivery. I think you can guess what that might be. Rather than muck about with this really crusty wheel, it's worse on the inside, I just decided to get a new one. Should we have a look at it? Here it is. That is like new. Well, I think it is, to be honest. It's still got the little bits on it. I don't think that tyre has ever seen the road. And there's not a bit of corrosion on it. Very pleased. That was from eBay. I think it was £70, about that. Worth it though. I can get that put back under the car. As this car isn't going to get used in the wet, that isn't going to deteriorate because the car lives in a dry garage. I am wondering though if I can get a new one of these, because it's okay that end, but that end is really rotten. I might speak with BMW and see if these are available. That would just be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? Oh, and I'd like a new cradle really as well, because that's rusty. Next I'll be wanting the moon on a stick. So I'll see you in another video very soon. Meantime, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.